Oh dang. I actually missed turnips. Oops. Anyway, hello. I'm here. Gracie's in this acre, which is actually bad. I would prefer her not to be there. She's taking up valuable real estate. Also, wow, yeah, I those spoiled turnips. I actually missed a bunch. And all that. I mean, I'm not surprised that that would be the week where I would miss selling one bunch, but whatever. It's not the end of the world. It's one bunch, that's not a lot of money. If there's a whole inventory, that'd be a bit more annoying. But whatever. Anyway, I'm a little late today. So I apologize. To myself. Okay, where's Joan at? Anyway, yeah, yesterday was really quick. Not much going on. Today, Joan is here. So we're gonna hope we can do something with these turnips. I'm gonna have to change characters a couple times for Gracie. So that means it's gonna shuffle the turnip pattern for the week a couple times. That could be a good thing, that could be a bad thing. We don't know yet. Okay, Joan is in an awful acre to start with. Do I even... I guess let's just start with one, hey? $113, that's a nice number. Did I not check the turnip right yesterday? What? I didn't put it in my spreadsheet. Okay, we need 169.5, so basically 170 per inventory, so I was right to grab 6 bags. Convenient how that worked out. Okay, 113, maybe I can make something decent happen here. As I said, I am late. Right, I started a little bit after 10:15. Usually I like to start at 10. But I don't know, I've been up a little late the past few days. So what are you gonna do, right? I mean, obviously the answer is go to sleep earlier, but that's not an option. It is, but not something I can do now. Anyway, yeah, last week I bought and then we had to sell immediately, and it was a whole thing, and I didn't sell everything. And okay. This week it's better price. 113 is good. It's not amazing, but I think it's good enough. I don't know if I would call it amazing, but it's good. Okay, I was about to like grab the number sheet up, but I mean, if I want to spend 4 mil at this price, it's about like 23, 24 inventories. Mind you, I spent like, I don't know, apparently 37 inventories yesterday. So yeah, I totally could have brought more money there and bought, but that was just like a, let's see how much they're selling for and buy an inventory kind of deal. Just try to get her in a different acre soon, you know? But yeah, basically the plan is just to buy, then deal with Gracie, and then switch characters and continue to deal with Gracie, and then get out of here. And then whoever's showing up next, that'll be important, potentially. You can check that if I remember. Often I forget to check. Okay. Okay. D5. Nice. I'm gonna have to do some math. For now, I'm just gonna drop this one inventory at the store. Seems like the best idea. Alright, math. I'll get the calculator open. If I say 192,000 divided by 1, okay, it's 11.3. I can fit 13 inventories in here. Definitely. So we run over here. That is 8 bags. That's 240k. So if I times that by the no, plus 240. No, I did the wrong operator. Oh my gosh, I can't. I'm sorry, I'm just typing the wrong numbers in here. That does not look right either. I'm doing it on my phone like a fool. So much more annoying. There's no like backspace. I can't erase when I press the wrong button, which I keep doing. Okay, so if I want, that should give me enough. I've got a little bit extra just in case. I like to be safe. So right now, that's 150, and then I have... Okay, we should have enough to buy 13 inventories here. Maybe we could have done 14, but whatever. It's more than what I have here. Right? That's what I like about my system. We have pockets of money nearby, and then if I need to, like, if I get Joan in a good acre, and I have all this money there, I don't want to have too much, then I can't buy if it's a small amount. And then I can just go, okay, how much do I need? Over, done. I think, like, this is I don't know. I don't know if it can get much better than this. The idea is that we're flexible, and that I can, you know, figure out as we're going. Okay, so I bought one inventory already. Now we're buying 13? So if we take... When we're done, once we're done with this acre, we'll have already spent 2.3 mil, supposedly. I'm like 11 minutes in. It should be like an hour to spend that. And then if we get Joan in another good acre, we could probably hit close to 5 or 5. Yeah, it really depends. But that's kind of the plan. I always want to hit at least 4. If it's a good price, which in this case, if it's triple digits, let's call it good, you know? Because, like, that's the upper half, right? If it's a range from 70 to 129, then 100 is the middle mark. And anything above that is obviously on the better end. And if we're at 113, that's about halfway. That's the middle point on the upper range, almost. That's a good one. Now, obviously, it's not 129 or 120. 120 is a nice one because it's like an even number. The cost is even every time. Right? It's like 180 if you have... If that's the price. And then you just have to grab bags each time and you don't have to worry about, like, your wallet. That's the only nice thing. Trying to think of what I can talk about. As I've mentioned, I've been working on my like retro gaming collection. Lately I haven't done much. I got another bookcase. I got that built. Got the shelves in it. I moved like the GameCube games and the Wii games over to it. They each take up almost a shelf. The other two shelves are basically empty. And then the existing shelves are like a mess. I say a mess, I mean they're just like not like I had too much. I did not have enough space. Then I bought a whole I doubled the space, right? If I had not enough space, but not by like it wasn't overflowing that much, and then I doubled the space. Now there's so much more space. I don't know what to do with it. I need to just buy more things. That's obviously the easy answer. But I guess it's like, I don't know. I need to like, I'm trying to think. I like went to a bunch of local game stores, right? That was the first thing I did, basically. Well, I looked at eBay a little bit, and then I went to like all the local stores, or like most of the local stores. And I don't know how often their stock changes, so that's why I was like, I'll wait a bit after. Wait. Anyway, so yeah, I was like, okay, let's wait a little bit. I haven't gone to one in a while now. Let me double check. Yeah, I mean, it's been 3 weeks since I went to a store, which is not that much. Well, I mean, I was kind of going like every other week, but that was like for a while, because like the first recent trip to a store again was July 13th. So yeah, like 2 months ago, I went to one. And then, yeah, 2 weeks later I went to one, and then 2 weeks later I went to two, and then 2 weeks later I went to another two, but one of them was a repeat. So, yeah, I don't know like how often they change stock. But it's like I bought a bunch, so then if I go again, they have different stock, then I can like look at that. But like kind of like there's games that I know I want, and there's games that I've probably forgotten that I want. And then sometimes I'll go and I'll see a game like, oh, I should get this. But sometimes it's like they're too pricey for what they are. And then I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I should do it. Like I've got a couple more Switch games lately that I haven't ever got. So like then I can go and play those. But yeah, I haven't like bought too much lately. Most of my orders have showed up. I don't think I'm waiting. I'm waiting for like one thing right now. And I think that's just like Game Boy game cases, like the protective plastic cases. I think that's like the one thing I'm waiting for. Oh, also, one game. I'm looking at all my purchases. Yeah, everything showed up except for that. Okay, so I'm waiting on like Mario Party 10. I got for like probably a decent price. I don't know, it wasn't that expensive. I kind of want to own every Mario Party. Because like, we had all the GameCube games growing up. It was 4 through 7. And then we had 3. And then I recently got auctions on 1 and 2. And then we had 8. And then it was just like 9 and 10. Which are not like great by any stretch. Whatever. But still kind of want them. So I can say like, yeah, I have the entire Mario Party series. What? Of course. could also try them out to see if they're any good, if there's any redeeming qualities, right? Okay, so that's enough. 3 inventories down, not bad, not bad. But yeah, I have to basically like figure out what games I want. There's some games, if I saw them cheap enough, I would buy them, but if they're like over a certain point, it's like, nah, it's not worth it. So it's kind of like I need to keep like looking and then see them and then like, oh, let's add this to my list of games to look out for. Right now, like the two, there's some that I really want that I haven't got yet. One of them being Paper Mario for the N64. I don't have that. I've always wanted that. It's kind of expensive. Kind of a pain. I was thinking maybe I should get like a complete in box. You know, just get like the whole thing, and then that could be like a big like, ooh, look at this. It's expensive, if you couldn't guess. I also kind of want Majora's Mask box, but I want an auction on a cart, and I was like, oh, wow, now I have to just get a box. And the boxes that I keep seeing on eBay are like not in the best shape, and they're way too expensive for what they are. And if they were in good shape at that price, maybe, you know? Like there was one where it was like 120, and I offered him 75 because it had an offer thing, and then he countered me with like 95, and I was like, dude, that's still way too much. So I don't know. I just have to keep looking and get lucky on that one. And then Paper Mario, like I'm kind of looking for an auction maybe, but I was one that I wanted to get on Monday, but I think it just got way too expensive. Actually, I can check to see what it. The beauty of eBay, you can look at the things you missed. Bids and offers. Yeah, I'm not bidding on anything. I haven't, like, ruined a bid. There's, like, a fun thing. It's not that fun, but I like to do it sometimes. Where I just find, like, auctions for Pokemon XD, Gale of Darkness. And I just, like, bid them up a bunch and then stop. It'll be at one price. At one time, I literally bid one up. Like, it was, like, 4 days left or, like, 5 days left. And I just went to it. I kept bidding. I bid up $100 and I said, okay, my job here is done. It would have done that at the end anyway, but it's just kind of funny, you know? Yeah, this was like, okay, that's not... These are offers. These are just offers. But yeah, I need to, like, there's games that I want, but, like, they just are expensive, so I'm kind of waiting to see if I can find something good. Really? Already? Okay, I guess that's 4. I mean, I think we're doing okay. I mean, it's good price. Jones in a good acre, basically immediately. Looking good. Looking good. I did get, like, Link's crossbow training. I think that showed up this week. So that's cool, and I got the Zapper off of Marketplace. So I didn't have to pay, like, an absorbent amount of shipping. Didn't win. Yeah, so this one was from the States, which they probably would have hit me with, like, import charges, which is a pain. But it went for $237, and then also at $32 in shipping. So according to eBay's conversion, that would have been like $329 and then $44. So that, and then if you like do the import, it probably would have been like $400. It was in really good shape though. But like $400, you know, if it was like, I don't know, if it was from Canada instead, maybe it would have been a little bit easier to buy it, but like it still just got way too out of hand. But it all happened the last day, and it was a real pain. I was kind of busy, so I didn't have time to like watch it. And then I just lost it. There's also like a Game Boy Player startup disc that went for like 120, but I didn't get that. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I need to find one. Like, the problem is that a lot of them come from the States. And there's just not as many Canadian auctions. There are Canadian listings. But I think that Canadian auctions are less common, maybe? I don't know. And then, like, the shipping's the problem. It's like, I don't know, and it's like, oh, shipping. Like, I can find things that are either, like, free shipping or, like, $5 shipping or not, like, lot shipping, right? But then, like, all these auction ones from the States, it's, like, $30 in shipping. It's like, what are you... Where are you getting this from? That's ridiculous. But yeah, it's like I need to just like find games and then like look to see if there's auctions. That's kind of the gist of it. And because I don't have any like that as many in mind at the moment because I've got a lot. I mean, if I open the spreadsheet and I go, hold on, let me just get this sorted. Okay, so I did buy like a couple game guides from one store because they had like a 50% deal, and obviously I love video game guides because they're so cool. So I did buy those. So if you remove those, which is like, I don't know, there's 3 of them that I bought, 4 of them. 4 of them I bought. The current count from like stores is 76. Recently. I don't have a problem, by the way. I can stop anytime. But yeah, I bought like 70 games from stores lately. And then... there's like another... I bought a bunch of stuff off of Marketplace. Not a bunch, but like a lot of it's like controllers. But a lot of controllers, but game-wise there's like... 7 games I bought. Okay, so we're getting closer to 80. And then eBay comes in. I bought like 32 things off of eBay. Except there's a controller in there. There's the Game Boy cases. There's another controller. Okay, so okay, maybe I've bought like 100 games in the past 2 months. Let's just keep it like that's probably what I've done. You know, I've probably bought that many. Now some of these were like memes, okay, but a lot of these, well, I don't know. I'd say half of them are probably games that I've like played. Like the idea behind like the collection is that if there's any game that I played like and I don't own, like if I borrowed from a friend or rented from a store, you know, or if it was just like a game that I always really wanted, then I would I wanted to get it. But like obviously I've gotten a lot of those, not all of them, mind you, because some of those are expensive. But I've gotten a lot of the ones that I would want. Also, like the first 5 games I bought are kind of like just memes. Like B-Movie the game, like, you know, that Dog Island, that, you know, that tracks. Like the original Zelda, Zelda 2, you know, the Mario parties, Donkey Kong Countries, because I only had the first one, Phantom Hourglass, like a Godzilla game, that'd be cool. Like all the Donkey Kongas and Jungle Beat, Majora's Mask, Dinosauro, you know, the other Harvest Moon on the GameCube. That kind of stuff. That's like kind of the eBay things. And then like I bought some PlayStation 2 games, like Kingdom Hearts. I got the Yakuza's, Jack and Daxter. Nintendo Land, since I never had that, and I was like, come on, give me Nintendo Land. Where are we at? One more. And there's a couple games that I've got that like I own, I think, but digitally. Like I think I own the original Assassin's Creed and Black Plague digitally, but I wanted them like physically because I have all the other physical ones, at least for the early games, and those ones are the ones I like. And like, yeah, there's a couple like Switch games that I've got at like decent prices. Like I got Legends Arceus at like 50-ish or something like that. I got like the new Pokemon Snap. I got like Mario and Bowser's Fury, whatever. So I should get around to playing those. Like, yeah, there's some that are just like, oh, it was super cheap and it was like a dumb meme, so I bought it, you know? I'm not gonna not do that, right? Also got like the 2 Banjo games because I played those on the Xbox Live Arcade. I got like Super Mario Bros. 1 and 2 because I recently got the NES. I never had one before. Metroid Prime Hunters. You know, Barrel Blast. Donkey Kong Barrel Blast. I kind of want to own like every Donkey Kong game because that'd be fun. I got Simon's Quest. Yeah, so like, there's a lot of like, I guess like trilogies that I've completed lately. Right? Like if you look at like Mario Parties on the N64, you could call that a trilogy because there's only 3 of them. Donkey Kong Country, same thing. The Super Mario Bros. On the NES, there's only 3 of those. Like, I got a lot of like those big trilogies. And now it's like, yeah, there's still games that I want. I do have like a wish list page that I have, but there's not as many on there, and a lot of them are expensive. I want to get Elite Beat Agents, but like it's usually like at least $40. Minish Cap, that'd be a good one. Bubble Bobble is like way more expensive than I want it to be. Superman 64, infamous game. Fly through those rings, am I right? That, like, I found it cheap, but it's usually in awful condition. Buck Bumble, just so I can listen to that song. You know, Pokemon Channel, that's an expensive one. I got a couple of the Wario games lately. I want to get more of those. Four Swords Adventure. If I had every Zelda game, that would be cool. I need, like, Minish Cap. I need Spirit Tracks. I need Oracles, rather. I have a lot of them. Pokemon wise, I don't really know. Pokemon's tricky because A, Pokemon fell off. It fell off hard. Pokopia Park though, I'm kind of looking forward to that. I've seen some people being like, oh, they made a patent and now they're copying other people's stuff. Ooh. And I'm like, okay guys, okay. I also saw someone say that it's the same people that made Dragon Quest Builders. So they're just like putting Pokemon skin on it. So like, are they really copying something or are they just doing something that they're doing? Like, I don't know. Anyway, maybe XD Gale of Darkness would be sick because I love Pokemon Coliseum. I think like after Gen 4, Pokemon fell off and the only thing that's good are the spin-offs. I did not, half jokingly I said Pokopia, it was the best Pokemon game that they've ever shown in years. I don't know about Z to A or Z to A, whatever you want to call it. Za. Legends 2, whatever you want to call that. I don't know how I feel about it. I've heard good things about Arceus, and obviously I bought it because I do want to try it out because it's a little bit different. I heard that from like at least a friend and some other people said like it was a good idea, but it wasn't like executed as well as it could have been. But I haven't played it. I will play it on the Switch too. So performance issues should be, I don't know, not there or lesser. But I feel like I can get a better experience. But yeah, anyway, there's a lot of games. Pokemon games would be kind of cool, some of them, but they're ridiculous. Price on them is crazy. You want to buy Emerald? $200-300. You don't want to spend $200 to $300? Oh, crazy! I don't know what's up with that. Pokemon Channel, that's a fun little one, but that's like $100, and it's like, really? Really? It's just me complaining about game prices right now. There's a lot of good, affordable games. There's also a lot of expensive ones. So, just depends. But yeah, basically, like, I need to just, like, there's games I'm not thinking of, right? There's too many games out there. Like, to start, I just looked at, like, a couple lists of, like, the top 25 or top 50, something like that, just to, like, remind myself of, like, what are some, like, you know, good, generally well-perceived games. And then I, like, added some to that. But, like, there's lesser-known ones that would be, like, fun to have. Or cool, or something. I do want to get, like, more Japanese games. I've mentioned that, but I don't have that many. I only own, like, 4. 3 of them are Yakuza and 1's Animal Crossing. I went to Japan almost a year ago. Definitely doesn't hurt to say that. Nope. I feel like it's crazy that it's almost been a year. I'm planning to go back next year, probably. You know, we went once, we'll go again. But yeah, I was like there for 3 weeks. I was thinking maybe 4 weeks would be a good amount of time. You know, like when I went, I did Tokyo, I did Osaka. I feel like I want to spend more time in Tokyo because Tokyo is more my jam. Osaka was fine, but I don't think it was as fun. There's not as much fun, if that makes sense. There's way more arcades and stuff all over in Tokyo. And like batting centers and all that stuff. I'm like, that's what I want to do. Let me do my Yakuza like mini games and sub stories. I really love arcades, okay? And the food's good too. And like the vibe and just all the cool stuff. You know, like here, it's like if you want to look at like merch for the things you like, it's hard to find. But there's lots of merch for the things you like. There's no Nintendo store for me to go to. Can they open a Canadian Nintendo store? Is that too much to ask? It probably is too much to ask, because if they do open one, they probably won't put one where I am. They'll probably put one somewhere else. They'll be like, oh, you want a Nintendo store? Let's throw it in Toronto. And I'll say, boo. I don't want to go there. Anyway, yeah, so like there's just like cool stuff. Also, like it's just a vibe, okay? I don't know. Going there like aligns with my hobbies, I guess is one way to put it. But that also like could be misconstrued. So I don't know if I want to say that. But yeah, I like the arcades are fun. I love the crane games, okay? I get like withdrawals for the crane games. I'm like, I need the crane. Give me the crane. I'm not even joking. I'm like, there's online crane games. I have not played them, but like mainly because of the shipping. Like if you win the prizes, you have to like pay to ship them, and it's like you could like win a bunch, then ship them over. But I don't know. Shipping is one of those things. When I see shipping is too much, I go, it's not worth it. Even if you like were to like do the math, maybe it would be. But I'm just like, nah, too much shipping. We don't do that here. It's always a problem. I want to pay for the thing, not for like the thing to get here. There's a couple like cool things like Sudagaya. They do like free shipping, so I've got some funny things from them. I did get the Kiryu Yakuza like hanger. I have a shirt on it. I have like Kiryu with a shirt on. You know, like that's pretty fun. And some cool gatch. Also, I just love like cool little gatch. Like I can't just go and find a machine here that has a little frog that's sad that he dropped an ice cream cone, or crawling for the remote that he's too lazy to get. Or like the gorillas that I have. Or even like a little gyroid one that are like on some little like excavation site. Like, Gatch is great, that's all I'm saying. I love cute little things that I can get. I don't have as much Gatch as I would like, but that's mostly because I'm very picky. And I don't want to just like buy on a series that I don't like most of the things from. I mean, yeah, I'm just picky, honestly, and I kind of regret being so picky. But now maybe that I've done that, you know, like next time I won't be as picky. Cause yeah, like most of the gatches I went to, it's like I would do one or two. I would do one spin, and be like, oh, I'm happy with what I got, and then I'd stop. And then I see all these ones that are like released after the fact. I'm like, man. I think it's also just because like I didn't know how much money I would need. I brought a certain amount of money. I only brought cash, basically. So have to figure that out. Yeah, anyway. Like next time if I went longer, I'd bring more money and be a bit... I'd have a better idea. There's some places I didn't get to go because I got sick near the end of the trip, which really sucked. I wanted to go to Yokohama and see some of the like Yakuza 7 locations and like, check that out. But I was too sick, so that didn't happen. That part sucked, being sick, oof. Honestly, terrible. But yeah, like I want to wait. I don't want to get Japanese games online. I'd rather like go and buy a bunch and like also see if I can find the GameCube while I'm there, because I feel like I'll save money. And I just think it'd be cooler to come home and be like, this is the GameCube I bought in Japan, you know? I could obviously buy one online. I just think I'll save money, and I think I'll have a stronger connection to it, and I think it'll be more fun. While I was there, I did see like Japanese PS2s that were like $20. And I regret not getting one, okay? I looked at them online, and it's like, what do you mean it's like 100 or something? Like, I saw this for 20. What do you mean? Like, I'm a fool, okay? Bakamitai. Like, ugh. Honestly, yeah, like the PS2, that would have been good because then I could play like the Japanese Yakuza games that I own. And again, I've like spoken on stream about like the Japanese GameCube games. Like, I want to get ones that are like either exclusive or have different content, like Donkey Konga. That would be funny. Or if they have like cool art that I like. I don't know. Some of the artwork for like some of them, I feel like we have cooler artwork sometimes. Controversial, I know. I don't know. I'm trying to think of one that comes to mind. I think Donkey Kong 64 maybe has better artwork here. But I don't know if I'm crazy on that one or not. Obviously, I want to get more of the Animal Crossing games. I wanted to get Dobutsu no Mori on the N64, but I think I only saw it in one store and it was like 80 bucks. So I think it's on the rare end. And then I got this, but I didn't get Dobutsu no Mori E+, which is maybe like 30 bucks or 40 bucks. But it's because I was confused, and now I think I figured it out. Look, I did my research, okay? I did a lot of research about like Japan and like all that stuff. You know, I did not research the video game stuff. Okay, I did not know like the prices. I didn't know what they should be. I was just like, let's just go and see what I can find. I was like, yeah, I want to get the original Yakuza's on PS2. And then I get there, I'm like, oh, how are these games organized? What's this alphabetical order? I did not think to look into the. Oh. That was funny. It's like, yeah, even now I still don't know how they're organized in order. But like, I know certain Japanese characters. I know how to read the characters. I know how to say the. Sorry, I know how to say the characters. I don't know how to read them. I did at one point and then I forgot, or at least I knew hiragana. But like katakana, nah. But I know the sounds, and I know a couple characters, like Ku. And it's Ryu, Ga, Goto, Ku. So I knew to look for anything that ended in Ku. But then I kept getting this like baseball game or something. I can't remember which one it was, but I'd be like, it's not that. It just kept happening. It's kind of funny. Anyway, Donkey Kong Japanese cart is not banana yellow. Therefore, it's not as good. Also, just it's like DK64 and like there's a minecart with like Donkey Kong and Diddy in it. It doesn't even have all the other characters. The other one, at least it's just DK there and it's on a yellow cart, and I think that's better. Like, I would buy Japanese DK64 if I liked the cart and it was cheap, because then it would be a cool little like piece to display. And like Paper Mario, I think it's the same thing. I don't really like the Japanese cart. I mean, it's okay. It's just like the same as like the box art that we have, but different. I mean, I don't know. That's one maybe I would buy, but I didn't buy it, and I did see it there. I like Pokemon Stadium. The original one. I would see like countless copies of it there for $5, and it's like, man, that's crazy. Anyway, yeah, like I want to get into that eventually. But basically, where I was trying to go with all of this, but I got sidetracked, is that lately I've bought I bought a good number of games that I'm aware of. And there's some that I am still aware of, but are expensive, so I've been watching and waiting for. And I've been playing Silk Song and busy, so I haven't had time to like look for more. Like, part of going to like the game stores is looking to see if I can get a good deal on one. Sometimes they have like clearance, sometimes they have sales. You know, there's definitely some ways you can save by going to local stores. So that's that. Also, it's like fun to compare the prices between stores, because sometimes it's crazy and you're like, oh my gosh, what are they trying to get away with here? That's nuts. And then also it lets you find games that you aren't aware of. That's the important part, right? You can look at games and be like, what the heck is this? And you're like, oh, this is expensive, but let me put that onto my list of things to look out for. That's the other thing. Okay, so that's good. Where did Joan go? Jeez. Okay. We're running out of space here, but I think I can make something work. Anyway, so yeah, I've just been busy with Silk Song, so I haven't had as much time to figure things out and look for more. Speaking of Silk Song, that's where I was trying to like lead into. I did get to Act 3, not yesterday, but the night before. Yesterday, I want to say I did most of the Act 3 stuff. I think I'm at like the last little stretch of the main story. I think I'm at 88% overall. And like 34 hours in. There's one boss yesterday that really bothered me. like, oh man. This is not having it. The boss, like, honestly, most of the bosses I've beat within, like, I want to say under 5 tries. I think there's maybe like 2 or 3 that have been more than that, I think. This one was definitely more than that. This one tilted me a little bit. I just don't think it's like, it's very against how I play. Definitely most been under 10, but there's been a good handful where it's like 3 tries. Yeah. So I think I'm near like the end. And then I still have to like complete the hunter's journal. That's gonna be a time. I think there's some things you can miss, but I think I'm good. I don't think I messed that up. But I don't know. Like, I'm not looking things up. I've had some like I've asked people to look things up so they can like know if I'm crazy. Trying to get to Act 3 was just annoying because I missed the area that you need to find for one of the things for the condition. And it took me a very long time to find it. I did find it on my own, mind you. It just took... But it was essentially like rubber duck debugging, you know, where you're just like saying things and not really getting answers. You know, like when you talk to the duck, the rubber duck on your desk, and you explain your code, and then as you're explaining the code, you realize what you're doing wrong. It works very well. Tried and true method. Unpatched to this day. Okay, so I have 150k there, and I have 108, sorry, I have 18k here, 18.6. That would put me at 168.5. So that is our extra money. We're done. There should be 13 inventories. Trying to think where it makes the most sense to drop another one. I guess here this works. Okay, so let's say I bought 14 inventories now. So we're like we're basically 2.4 mil. It's been 54 minutes. Not bad. We got 45 more minutes though. Ooh, not so much. If we got a good acre immediately, that would be it. That's all we could do for the rest of the day. We wouldn't be able to... I think like ideal case here is that I get a okay acre and I buy like another 4 to 6 and then I get a good acre. And then I bypassed it's not a good acre. But I can buy a bit there, I guess. I'm not marking these down. I don't want to say too much about Silksong. I'm trying to be like vague, just in case somebody decides to turn on the stream and then get spoiled. I don't want that. Okay, so this acre, again, not good, but we can do something here. There's 9, so maybe I can buy like 3. Then we'll be at 17. Yeah, I don't know. I at this point I'm no longer counting in the big acres. I'm just like doing math. Okay, so if I buy and drop 2, and then buy a 3rd, and then run it over to the store, I think we can make that work. But yeah, I was looking at like my achievements in Silksong. Like I have most of the stuff. Like for some things I'm only missing like 1 more or blah blah blah. I feel like some of the stuff's gonna be kind of rough to find. But maybe not. Like I need 1 more of those things. There's still some fleas I haven't found. I could make that a priority. I could just put them on the map. You can buy maps for the fleas, and I'm only missing them in like 3 areas, which isn't too bad. I'm only missing a map for 1 area. Okay, and I'm missing like 1 skill and then 1 spool fragment. There's still like 3 mask fragments, but I think I know where 1 is. There's one that was hinted at in game, and then I saw a thing about some hard to find thing in like one of the places. So I assume that's what that is. Tool-wise, I'm missing like 6 tools. Like, so that's pretty good. Like, it's definitely like almost there for the most part. I don't think you have to do the hunter's journal for the 100%, which is good because that's annoying. You might have to have everything in it, I don't know. And then there's still like some bosses I have to like fight. But I assume like some of those are in like the Indian area. So yeah, I don't know. We're gonna see how that goes today. Put a lot of time in. I really just got stuck trying to find Act 3. That took a lot of time. I did find some stuff while I was trying to find that. So it wasn't like completely wasted time, but like I got my first completion at 20 hours and I entered Act 3 at like 29. So yeah, there was a bit of a delay. Significant delay, I'd say. But what are you gonna do, right? Like the whole time, I knew what I needed to do. I just couldn't find it. There's an area that I knew about, but I couldn't get into. I could only access a small part of it. I knew how to. I knew I would need to get in from there, but I didn't know if I needed something else to do that. So I was looking at other things. I knew there was a thing I needed to find a thing, and those two were related. This is as vague as possible. But yeah, I feel like I've done most like the wishes at this point. There might be a couple more that I haven't seen. I feel like I have all the upgrades, all the traversal stuff, but I also could be wrong on that. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I could get like the credits again today. Actually, I think I could. Just it's a question of whether I do. What is this? 100% completion run? Yes. Oh, my bag's full. Oops. Yeah, that's exactly what this is. It's insane. Honestly, I would not wish this upon anyone else. I would not recommend anyone else to pursue this. It's not worth it. Not worth it. If you're unaware, there's an item that you can get from the post office. It's the post office model. In order to get the post office model, you need to max out your bank account. So, yeah, the goal is to get my bank maxed out so that I can get that item. Technically, you could put a code in to get that item, but you could put a code in to get any item, and that doesn't seem right to me. So here I am, 9 months later. I mean, to be fair, I would be playing this game for a year anyways, like just to get all the events, right? There's still events that I haven't done. I started 9 months. 9 months is nothing. You need at least a year, right? If you think of all the events, like there's events every month in this game where there's exclusive items and you could only get then, right? So like, you need to play at least a year to get everything. There's also a couple weird things where there's like lots of items on a single day. And that's why I made extra towns and I have extra characters. They help out with that. But yeah, we just hit like 9 months this week. I started December 10th. I also 100%ed New Horizons. That took 4 years. So this is nothing. This is nothing so far. It is crazy though. So maybe like because I've already done crazy, it's not as crazy. It's still kind of crazy though. Turnips are a pain, honestly. I don't know if you've played this game. My assumption is that you've played at least one Animal Crossing. Okay, that's fair enough. I played this one, the original one, on the GameCube first, and I don't know if I would say that I was too young to know what I was doing, but yeah, probably. I just, was showing up, catching bugs, catching fish, having a fun time. But like this one, there's a lot of limitations that just make it a pain to deal with. But I don't know. I never really did turnips, ever, while I was playing. It's never been like something that I actively did, I did turnips in New Horizons when I was playing that for a little bit. I made like 30, 40 mil, whatever. And then that was like, whatever, I'm done. But like growing up, playing them in the past, I never really did turnips. But you basically have to do turnips in this game. There's no way you're making max money unless you're doing turnips. Like, no way. And even doing the turnips, it takes forever. Now, there's a lot of different factors that play into turnips. And I don't want to do the whole explanation because it's kind of too much. But, Joan shows up every week. There's a set price. And then you sell it during the week, hopefully on a spike. All the other games have like their own formula. Like they basically share one. And then this game's slightly different. There's 3 patterns, right? You're either going to have like a decrease immediately. And if you do math, you'll know if it's decreasing immediately. Or it'll just be like a fluctuating pattern, a random pattern without a spike. Or it'll be that random pattern with a spike. So there's 3 patterns, right? You're losing money. You might lose money. You might sell it like a very small profit. Or you get the spike. And if you get the spike, it's going to be 8 times whatever you paid. Always. That's how this game works. And that's kind of nice. It's always 8 times. So basically, whatever you put in, say I put in, I don't know, I'm probably at close to 3 mil so far today, right? So if I put in 3 mil, 3 times 7, 21. Okay, great. I'm making 21 mil. You need 1 bill. So it takes a while. Like before, like I had to get enough money. Basically, I have 22 mil, as you can see from all the money. If it multiplies by that every week, yes, but I've been here for an hour already. Think about that. I mean, like, here's the thing. If you wake up... Also, I don't wake up early enough. Joan is here from 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. Okay, I play in real time. I don't do any of that clock adjusting stuff. I play as intended. Whatever, right? Yeah, no, I don't do time traveling. I do this legit. And I'm not trying to say that people that time travel don't do it legit, but I don't know how else to say it, I've never been one to time travel, and like what the point of these streams is to be like, I'm gonna do this in real time, and you're gonna be able to see it every day on stream. and then on YouTube later when I upload everything. So yeah, like I had to get started, and then I had enough money, and every week, like I'm trying to I change things so it's like easier for me to buy. But yeah, I have 22 mil out around my town in a lot of the acres so that I can buy turnips more efficiently. I basically show up near 10 every Sunday and then buy for like 2 hours, potentially more if Joan ends up in a good acre. If she ends up in an acre, you can keep her in that acre until it's done, until you leave the acre, basically. So if you get Joan in an acre where you have like 2 mil almost at like, I don't know, 11.55, then you can just keep buying until you're out of money, and then once you leave, she's gone. Also, I feel like I got pranked by her just now. She's just like down here at the beach somewhere. But yeah, like that's the thing with this game. However, buying the turnips and selling the turnips is a big pain. Okay, wait, where is she though? I think I've been pranked. I've been had. She must have been behind something and I must have missed her, because I should have seen her by now. I've been to every acre, so that is unfortunate. Maybe she's behind the museum. I didn't do the behind museum check. No, she's not there. Okay. This is not good. I only have half an hour left. That's the thing, though. I feel like I have to... It's 2 hours. It sounds like a lot, but then like when you have to like find Joan between acres and she doesn't always go to the good acres, right? Like I like to buy like here because it's close to the store. Crazy, I know. But yeah, like you can only buy 100 turnips at a time. So if you want to buy a full inventory, you have to talk to Joan 15 times and purchase 15 times. Then you have to drop them, pick up the money, do the next one, blah, blah, blah. In the good acres, I can buy like, I don't know, 12 to 14 inventories. And that's like 45 minutes to do that. So if I can get Joan in a good acre, I can just buy for 45 minutes. It's chill, whatever. Everything's good to go. But, you know, then you have to spend 5 minutes running around. But yeah, I'm at just... Okay, wait. She's really here the whole time? Whatever. Okay, I do have money here, so let's just go off of this, and then maybe I can get her somewhere else after. I don't know. I feel like I'm not doing enough here, but that's fine. Now I can start buying. I know of one person who did like a stream. He did time travel, but he would like just like travel a day at a time. So it was like he was playing each day. But yeah, I think the amount of people is very small. He also like reverse engineered the game so you could predict the turnip patterns. So he only bought and he knew it would be a profit after a certain point. Because he got so far into it and did that. And there was comments on the video that said, hey, that doesn't seem very legit, that's cheating. Now, I'm on the fence about that from just like a general standpoint, but it's not something I'm doing. I think the method, as far as I'm aware, the method only works if you have... Oops, shoot. Did not want to buy 50. That was a mistake. As far as I'm aware, the method only works if you have Nookway. I have Nookingtons now. So... that's not an option. And I've already made it as far as I have. So I think I'm good. I'm just shy. The turnip tracker for... that's different. That one's different. The turnip tracker website for New Horizons is just math. It is not telling you exactly what's going to happen. What he did is you got another guy and they... basically it's like... They found like the call to like determine the turnip pattern, and they figured out when it was, and then they like used stuff in the store to determine what the RNG will be. It's like, I don't know. There's like every time you load the game, like a seed is selected. And they use that seed. I think that seed like influenced what's in the store, and then if you use that, you can work backwards to get the thing, and it would tell you exactly how the week would go. It's not just like, hey, this is your price, these are your odds. It's like, no, this is what the week will be, and you'll know everything. No, I don't think I've really been tempted to. I know as a kid, like, I wasn't playing, like, super seriously, and, like, I couldn't play at certain hours, so, like, I could never experience certain things in the game. So, like, I know I have time travel on, like, I think, like, on secondary towns, maybe, just ones I didn't care about. Like, I would go to, like, an event just to see it, because I literally wasn't allowed to play at that hour. You know, it's like, I couldn't be on the GameCube at whatever time. But no, like when I've been doing things like this, no, it's not really been something I do. This one bunch of turnips, I usually would eat it, but it's 50 and that bothers me. So let me just fix this. But yeah, anyway. So I'm at 300 mil basically. I'm just shy. I bought a bunch last week, and then I didn't have enough time to sell them. I bought them and I was like, okay, I'm busy Monday. I won't have enough time Monday, but if it's any other day of the week, it'll be fine. And then it happened on Monday. I was like, what do you mean? So then I had to sell as much as I could. I didn't need to sell all of them. And then I was just shy of 300 mil. So, you know, like I'm almost a third of the way there. That's pretty cool. And yeah, I'm 9 months in. Now, to be fair, I've been buying more turnips lately. That's the thing. Like, if you show up and you buy 2 mil, right? That's 16 mil you're getting back, but only 14's profit. And you're like, okay, that's a decent amount of money, right? Right? And then you go like 14 mil. Yeah, it's very, very impractical to multiply the whole 300 mil. Like, once you have enough money, yeah, you're set up and you can have money everywhere. But I don't think it's possible. I've tried to do, like, theories and math and all that to, like, figure out what's a realistic number. But if you want to do this, if you want to spend as much as possible, you need to do this for 6 hours straight. That's it. You have to do it for 6 hours. And if you have turnips and you time travel, I think it spoils them. So, like, you can't do any monkey business there. So, you need 6 hours. And, like, if you want to say, like, I like to say an inventory takes, like, 3 minutes to purchase. So you could say, like, oh, how much times could I purchase? How many inventories could I purchase if I had 6 hours, right? But you also have to think, okay, but an acre can only hold so much. Like I said, I have good acres and I have not so good acres. And if it's a good acre, great, you can buy a lot. But once, like, the more you buy, like, how Joan works in this game is she'll just randomly pick an acre, right? What if you've bought a couple acres worth of turnips and then she goes to one of those acres again? Like, okay, you just bought from her, you leave the acre, she goes to another one, it takes you 5 minutes to find her. She's in an acre you've already bought. It's already filled with turnips. Do you just talk to her and move her? Or do you move the turnips and then buy again? But that would require you to move all the turnips and then move a bunch of money in there. So there's too many things. I think if you spent 6 hours, you could probably do like 15 mil. Maybe. Probably. I've managed to spend like 7 mil in like, I think that was about like 3 hours. I think it was like 2.5 to 3 hours, and I spent like 7.2 mil. So I think like if I did a full 6 then, yeah, maybe I could have hit like 15. You also have to think about the price. The price is another issue here. If Joan is selling at 70 bells, you're just not going to hit that, right? I do have like numbers on my spreadsheet here for all this stuff, just so you like, just for reference. Like if I wanted to spend 10 mil, for example, right? That's 51.68 inventories. So let's just say 10 mil is 52 inventories. And then I say 52 times 3, because I say it takes a minute or 3 minutes to buy every inventory. Did I do that wrong? 52 times 3. Yeah, no, that's right. Have I had any huge losses where I'm wrong? Not really. I mean, this past week I wasn't able to sell everything on a spike. I wouldn't say that's a loss. It's not a loss of money, it's a loss of profit, which is unfortunate. That's like been the first major mistake, and it's just because I took a gamble and I had things going on the Monday. But no, like generally not really that bad. Like that's the thing. Once you have enough money in this game, it's not a loss of It's like not a loss of money. Your concern is a loss of time, right? Like say I spend two hours buying today, and then I show up tomorrow. I look at the price, and it's anywhere from 5 to 20% of what I spent today. Congratulations! I now have to sell everything tomorrow at a loss. Like anytime it's a decreasing pattern, you're immediately just losing money. And it's like if I spend 2 hours buying today, I probably have to spend up to an hour selling tomorrow. So yeah, it's really like a time loss, not like a profit, not like a loss of money. But what I was trying to say earlier is like, if you're trying to spend 10 mil, if it's at max price, that's 52 inventories. If it's at 70 bells, which is the lowest price, then that's 95 inventories. So very big difference based on price. So you'd basically need to have like the best price and show up for the whole time. And yeah, then maybe you could hit 15 mil. I just don't think it's like realistic otherwise. Okay, so we're at like I considered doing that. Like I did New Horizons, and I considered making like a video, like a retrospective to like talk about everything I did. I didn't really end up doing that. My last stream for New Horizons, I spent like an hour just like talking about the journey, I guess. I might do it for this one, maybe. I don't know. I've considered it. I've definitely considered it. We'll see how I feel about it at that point. Because I know the other guy did. He made like a 40-minute video or something. But yeah, basically like completing the game and getting every item, not too bad. You know, most of the stuff, not too bad. I think I'm like 86% of the way done. But the money part, that's kind of the rough thing. Anyway, when I was first starting, I was only spending like 2 mil, whatever. Now I'm trying to aim for like spending at least 4 mil if the price allows it. So like I've made a lot more money lately, but like that's because I've been putting in bigger numbers. Right. It's like at the beginning, you know, it was just not as much. And then I had 6 weeks where I did not get a spike. The odds are really weird. You should there's always a 50% chance of a spike, supposedly. If you have, like, basically whatever pattern you had 1 week determines the chances for the pattern the next week. If you have a decreasing or no spike, it's a 60% chance of a spike the following week. If you have a spike, it's a 50% chance of a spike. So there's always at least 50% that is a spike. But then I had 6 weeks where there was nothing, and it was driving me crazy. It was really bad. But then, like, since then, basically we have like 2 spikes, maybe nothing, 2 spikes, nothing, 2 spikes. So, yeah, we're gonna see how it goes this week. But since that dry spell, it's like I bought like 4.4 mil, then it was 2.7, then it was 5.3, 3.1, 5.6, 7.2, 6.1, 2.6, 5, you know, like, I've been putting bigger numbers down. And that's what you need to do if you want this to take a good amount of time. Oh, I was gonna do one thing just to, like, put it into perspective. If you go, like, 14 mil, and you times that by, like, 65, it's not even enough. So, like, 14... I guess I can buy one more inventory here. It's 11:45. So if I can buy one more here, then I can hopefully find her in another acre where I can buy a decent amount, and then maybe we'll be fine. I bought 4 here. So I bought 1, then I bought 13, so that puts us at 14, and then I bought 3 in that other acre, so we're at 17. I bought 4 here, so that puts us at 21. And then I'm gonna buy another one. And yeah, then we'll look for her again. Anyway, wait. What have I done? I'm not distracted, don't worry. I do this all the time. I would make these mistakes just as often. And yes, it is Halo inspired. This is my OG gamer tag. I, like, didn't have a gamer tag when we first got the Xbox 360, and I was obviously playing Halo. Maybe I just finished the Kung Fu Panda game and played some of Lego Indiana Jones, and then I was working my way through Halo 3. And then it's like, oh, you need to make a gamer tag, and I couldn't think of something, so I guess I was just like, oh, yeah, there you go. So yeah, very Halo inspired. $65, I just picked the number. But yeah, they were definitely taken. Definitely. Okay, so just as a fun little aside here, I said, okay, you buy 2 mil worth of turnips, you get a spike, that's 14 mil in profit. Do you know how many times you would have to do that to max out your bank? 72 times. 72 times. Now, in any other case, 72 doesn't seem like that bad of a number. But you're spending at least an hour buying them to get that much. And then you probably spend at least an hour selling. So sure, you could say, well, okay, that's only like 2 hours, 2 times 72. You're like, okay, that's not that bad. I mean, it is that bad. because like that's a lot of time. I don't think most people could do it. Like I don't I know I can do it if I keep pushing, but like at the beginning it was like this is terrible. Like legit. Okay, I need one more. Anyway, I'm trying to make this sound even worse than it is. But yeah, that's 72 times you'd have to do that, right? So you could say that's as long as that's like over 100 hours, obviously. If you're saying you need 2 hours to buy and sell 72 times, that's like 150 hours almost. Okay, don't think about that. That's a bad thing. But how many weeks are there in a year? There's 55. Okay. And that's where the problem is. 52. That's what I meant to say, not 55. I don't know what I'm talking about. Or is it 50? How many... Am I going crazy? Combined turnips? How many weeks in a year? Yeah, 52 is the right answer. I'm crazy. So yeah, if you wanted to buy at 2 mil every week, you would need 72 weeks. There are 52 weeks in a year. So you would need over a year of spikes. Back to back to back to back to back to back. Okay? So let's just say, okay, there's a 50% or 60% chance of a spike. So on average, that would take double 72. Right? That would take 144 weeks. If you were to just go based off of those odds. And the more I started looking at those numbers, the more I thought to myself, oh, I need to buy more than 2 mil. This is unacceptable. This will take way too long. So for people that play where they like time travel a day at a time, it's fine. You know, you can just like skip to a week where there's a good price. You don't have to buy during the other weeks. And it obviously won't take as long. But for me, playing in real time, when it's like, oh, I could still be doing this in 2027. And I'm like, ooh, I don't want to do that. So yeah, basically I started looking at the numbers enough. And then I was like, oh, I have to do better than this. I need to do more. So now I'm doing more. I'm trying to spend at least 4 mil if possible and do more than that. And it gets a lot better if you spend 4 mil. I mean, if I only bought 2 mil every week, it would still take me 50 weeks at this point, and my projected date, based off of the math I just said, where it's like, take how many weeks that would take, and then multiply it by 2 for a rough idea, that would take me to August 2027. If I did 4 mil every week, I could, instead of, it's saying I'd be done in a year from now. It'd be September next year. So like, and again, this is just rough. There's estimates, you know, it could be better, it could be worse. This is like assuming I spend that, but like the prices each week are a huge factor in whether it's easy to do that or not. If I did 7 mil every week, I would only need 14 weeks. It's pretty good, but unlikely for me to get 7 mil unless I play earlier. That's the other thing, right? Like, usually on a Sunday, I wake up between 9 to 9:30, have some breakfast, get ready, show up at 10. If I started at 9:30 every day, yeah, I think we could be pulling bigger numbers more consistently, but haven't managed to do that yet. Also, we have 3 minutes left. Again, from what I'm thinking, I bought 22 inventories so far. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of dedication. It could be better, I guess, but it's not really a competition. It's a wild thing. Let's just, yeah, that's it's crazy. But yeah, 300 mil. Like, I'm almost a third of the way there. Like, honestly, starting off is where it's really rough, but now that it's like, I'm almost halfway there, you know? If I think about it that way, it gets better, you know? I think like maybe the further I get, like the easier it'll be for me to buy a lot. Because it'll feel like I'm making more of a difference. At the beginning, you're like, I don't even have 100 mil in the bank. Not even close. Now it's like I'm almost a third of the way there. I kept saying this, but it's okay. This is not a good acre. Do I just gun it? I think I'm just gonna gun it. So I have 6 minutes left to find her again. That acre, I could have bought not that much. I could have bought like 900k. That was a risky play because, again, I started late today, which did not help. But yeah, it's like as soon as you talk to Joan and then leave an acre, she'll switch acres. So I have 6 minutes. I'm gonna hope that I can find her in a better acre in those 6 minutes. This is risky. I could have just moved some extra money into that acre and called it a day. But I want to be risky today, apparently. Okay, the risk has paid off. She's now in a good acre. And now I can spend the next 45 minutes of my life buying. Okay, I need to do math now. Stand back, everyone. Okay, so at 100... I think I've spent 22 inventories. 22 times... Okay, so I'm at like 3.7 mil right now. And this acre has 1.9? 1.92? Or this acre, rather, sorry. So that would take us to 5.7. But if I go and grab a little extra, we can probably hit 6 mil today. And that'll be in about, like, just over 2 hours, probably. So I don't know. When I say 15 mil, I'm just trying to be realistic. I think maybe you could get more than 15 mil if everything was perfect. There's also things I haven't done in my town that would make things easier. Okay, so let me just do the math here. I have 450k, so I'll do plus 450. Divide that by the inventory price. 13.9. This is where she is, right? I think I'm gonna drop this. I'm gonna drop this. I actually have 6 bags of money in my mail right now. I'm gonna drop that there. And I'm gonna drop these here. Okay, and now I think maybe if I'm lucky, I can pull off 14 inventories here. And if we did 14, we would be at 36, which would be 6.1 mil. I need one more of those. Okay. Cool. Now I'm set for the next 45 minutes. Probably. But yeah, like we're an hour and a half, hour and 40 almost in. So let's say I spent like 6.1 mil and like 215. That's what it's gonna look like today. And yeah, you could just double it. In 45 minutes, I'll almost be done for the day. Not quite. Gracie is also here today. I have not dealt with Gracie yet. I'll have to wash her car. And then I'll have to switch to 2 other characters and wash her car with them as well. Then I'm done. I also haven't been to the store at all today. I bought all the furniture from the store that's possible, and basically everything else. It's just the clothing that I need. So I gotta look to see if there's new shirts. And then I'll be done. So yeah, basically buy everything, and then I need maybe another like 10 minutes into 15 minutes to finish everything else up. Eventually, it'll hit a point where I have all this stuff and I don't have to like worry about all that. Like if I was only doing turnips and I didn't have to care about anything else, it would be slightly easier. No, my house is a little bit more than that. That would be fun though. No, I have like a basement full of gyroids. Of course. Of course. And I do have a little bit of furniture. Not like, it's not crazy. It's not super nice. But yeah, other things that I haven't pointed out about this game is that the bags of money, you can only put money in bags of 30k. In every other game, you can have 99k. This is actually a very large problem. It makes selling the turnips during a spike so much more painful. Also, there's 12 o'clock. So if I wasn't in an acre with Joan, she would be gone. But again, she'll stay in this acre until I leave it. But yeah, you can't sell a full inventory of turnips, right? Like yeah, I'm buying... What am I saying? I've bought 22, and I'm gonna maybe buy like 14 more. So it's like, oh, 36 inventories, that's 36 trips to the store, right? Wrong. Multiply that by 3. If your price is high enough, you can only sell 5 turnip bunches at a time. So, yeah, if you buy 36 inventories, make that over 100 trips to the store. That's the thing. Like, I'm obviously, I have something wrong with me, clearly, because I'm doing this, and I think, man, which Animal Crossing game should I do next? I started doing the streams and 100% with New Horizons, and I was like, okay, let's go back to the beginning and do the original one. And then I kind of want to take a break after I'm done this. I'm hoping to be done this around this time next year, because I'm assuming the next Animal Crossing will come out. Like, I think we won't hear about the next Animal Crossing on Switch 2 until like late 2026. That's maybe when we'd hear about it. I don't think it'll be out anytime before then. So I'm hoping I'm done this for a bit. I have a break, and then I can start that one. But basically every other Animal Crossing game, except New Horizons, requires you to put a certain amount of money in the bank. New Leaf only requires 50 or 100 mil. There's one item, but you can get it from someone who's in, like, if they visit in a camper van, you can get it from their camper van. And then you would only need 50 mil in the bank. But you'd only need 100 mil at most. And 100 mil in the bank, nothing. That's not a lot. That's easy peasy. Who cares, right? That's barely anything. I've done 3 times that. If all I had to do was 100 mil, we'd be done, you know? But then new Wild World and City Folk require you to max the bank account as well. Now, I don't know if it would be easier or harder to max the bank account in those games. It might take longer, but it might be easier, is kind of what I'm thinking. But again, I'm not sure. In this game, it's acre-based. You know, Joan's in an acre. You have all your money in that acre. You have to buy. You need 15 interactions to buy an inventory, right? It takes a long time. There's a lot of text to go through. You have to be deliberate about it because you have to go down to select 100. And then even when you sell, you can only hold so much in your inventory. But in the other games, you run up to Joan and say, I want to buy this much, and you put a number in, right? You get like a little numpad, and you just go 9999999, and then hit buy, and then boom, you have a full inventory of turnips. and then you drop it, and then you pick up your money, and then you do it again. So I think if and when I get to doing the other games, it'll probably be easier to buy the turnips. And on a similar note, it'll probably be easier to sell them too, because you don't have to worry about, oh, I actually can't hold all this money. You know, you would just grab a full inventory and sell it. The only thing is it doesn't always go to, like, I think at most it would only be 6 times. I think it's a range. Like, again, this one, you get a spike, you're rolling in the money, you're multiplying whatever you put in by 7. I think the other ones, it's a range when you get a spike, so it's anywhere from 2 times to 6 times the price. But it's not, it can be anything between that. But if you do that every week, and it's so much faster, I don't know, I guess I wouldn't mind as much, maybe? I don't know. That's what I'm curious to see. Or that's gonna be something I figure out way later. Because if I need to finish this and then wait, and then if there's another game out, then I'll play that, and that could take years, so... I don't know. It could be quite some time before I get to Wild World or City Folk or New Leaf. But yeah, I think my prediction is that it'll be easier to like manage the turnips in the other games. But it will take longer on like a time scale. Just because like the profit won't be it won't be as consistent. But it'll be way easier to manage. And I think there's an easy way to like drop turnips in tables in your house to like keep them from spoiling. There's a similar thing you can do here with getting them in the Lost and Found, but that's harder to do, I think. Anyway, yeah, it's been nice to chat. I do stream every day. If you didn't put that together, I am here every day for some period of time. Yesterday I was here for like 4 minutes, so... But yeah, usually like Sundays I'm here for a while. And then one day during the week when I have to sell, I'll also be here for a while. But yeah, it's been nice to chat. Maybe I'll see you around in the future. But enjoy making dinner, or don't. If you don't enjoy making dinner, hopefully it's not too much work to make dinner. Yeah, okay, I'll give you that. Definitely easier than this. Definitely. See ya. I guess I bought like 3 or 4 here already. Oops. Whoa, 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 whoa. Calm down. Okay. Spent a lot of time talking earlier. I'm not built to talk that much. Just me rambling, you know? Not built for it. At the end of it, I'm like, oh, my throat. Okay. Let's keep this going. I think I'm halfway through this. It's 12:15. So I've probably bought like 6 or 7 inventories, maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna just keep going on this. Like I said, Silk Song's kind of my focus right now. I played like Bonanza, and then I played a couple other games since then. And I haven't like played as much because I've just been like focusing on like retro games and all that and collecting, which takes a lot of time sometimes. Then Silk Song dropped, and then once I'm done that, I don't know. Steel Soul Run seems kind of rough. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm like, as far as I'm aware, there's no Pantheon in Silk Song right now. And obviously the Pantheon was added to Hollow Knight after it came out. It was like the last DLC it got. But then that gave you like a boss rush, and you could practice all the bosses. And like, I did that, and then I did Steel Soul. So like, I didn't have to worry about the bosses. Maybe there's a couple bosses that I would be a little concerned about, but not that concerned about, because I've beaten them all, right? But in Silk Song, it's like, oh, I've beaten every boss once. Or multiple times if you can fight them twice, right? So it's like, that's not as much practice. And then the game, it's just so much more deadly all around. Now, obviously, there's like the save and quit, and it puts you back at your last bench, and then you can go and do it again. You don't have to like die. You have to still do everything without dying, but it's like segmented kind of. But what, you're gonna get to like 2 masks and then quit out on a boss? That doesn't, that's not it. And the boss I fought last night, oh man, that's like late in, and that thing would ruin me. And like, I found most of the stuff, but like, I don't know which ones you can find immediately. Like, my strat with the original Hollow Knight, I think when I did Steel Soul, was just to rush all the pale ore and upgrade my sword, like, as much as possible before like doing anything else, so that every boss I would just like ruin, right? But you can't really do that here. Or maybe you can? I don't think you can, though. Like, you need to get, like, the pale oil or whatever to upgrade the needle. The first upgrade's free, but you have to, like, save the place. Which would require you to fight a boss. So, I don't know. I'm really not sure about that. Like, yeah, I'm gonna try to find everything on my own. But then once I found everything on my own, I could, like, you know, look at a map and, like, say, okay, let's get all this stuff. Then do this, then get this stuff, then do that, you know? Like, basically, you want to do the bare minimum. while progressing and getting stronger. Like you want to just max out your kit immediately. And I guess there's things you could do that would make it so you could like heal more, maybe. Like there's definitely things to do. It's just like, and like there's ways to play, but I feel like it just would be a pain. But I don't know. The other thing is like when I played the first Hollow Knight, I knew about the skip and green path, so you can go straight to Hornet. And I think that saves a little bit of time. And then once you get that, you can just grab like the Mantis cloak or claws, whatever it is, immediately, and then it's like great, you have the dash, and you can climb up walls now. Like basically, if you can just like speed to all the abilities, then you can go and collect all the upgrades and stuff. But I don't know if that's super easy to do in this game. I feel like they've made it harder to do that stuff. But yeah, I still have to beat the game and get the 100% before I can even think about that. So I guess, like, yeah, we'll end today with, like, 6.1 mil, which is pretty good. I mean, last week, apparently, I managed 5, but then things happened. So if we could, like, get a spike off of, 6 mil, that'd be pretty sweet. Would not complain. That's for sure. It's, yeah, 6 mil, 6 times 7... 42? 42 mil? I'd be a third of the way if this hit, actually, so that would be pretty cool. Like I've said, I'm big on the milestones. Okay, I mean, we're getting there. I guess. I don't know. I feel like we still got lots to do. Yeah, I'm just hoping we luck out. I'm gonna have to like shuffle the RNG, but like I don't know. I feel like 3 natural spikes in a row is unlikely anyway. So maybe we'll be fine. Maybe we won't. We won't know until tomorrow, potentially. Shutting down. This taking longer than I thought it would? Am I slowing down? I'm hungry. Okay, so there's 4 bags left. So I think this is my second last inventory. Almost free. It's been 2 hours and 20 minutes. So I guess it was closer to 2.5 or 6 mil. That's what I mean. When I was saying earlier, like 15 mil, it's like, you know, if I'm spending 2.5 and I'm getting 6, let's say I spent 5 and I got like a bit over 12. I don't know. I just feel like it'd be rough. Out of the way! Is there a room up here, or am I crazy? Oh, there's room. Okay. If I've done the math right, this should be the last inventory. We're gonna take these 2 bags out. There's definitely 2 full in here now. So we pushed this acre to its limits, I guess. I would say we could have dropped money down below, but we've already bought in that acre too, so there's no room for that. Am I free? Nope. Almost. Not quite. Alright, so we have like a couple inventories here, a couple here, and then the rest are here, basically. So everything's pretty close. Not bad. I got a lot of time tomorrow, so I'm not worried about moving turnips today. Make that clear. Right now, I'm not going to do any of that. It's been 2 hours and 27 minutes. And I still have to deal with Gracie in the store. So we're looking at like 2:40 probably. You know, if I was wearing some of Gracie's designs, would she change her dialogue and say like, oh, that's looking good? Or would she say like, oh, what is that you're wearing? Oh, anyway, wait, no. She can't be talking about who I think she is. Alright, let's get this ready. Woo! That did not feel good. Did not feel good. That's a question. Okay, melon! Sorry, I don't know why I yelled melon. I don't think melon's new. No, it's not. Drop it. Okay, that's one done. Sherbert. Don't think we need that. No, we don't. Probably not much point in selling it, but I'm gonna do it anyway. You know how it is. You know how we do it here. Bumbershoot. Okay, so store, switch characters. Hope that the RNG is favorable when we switch the patterns. I don't know if I want to spike tomorrow. I don't know if I'd rather have it wait. We'll see. The one on the next to me, I think maybe I've seen it once. I'm not super familiar with it. The one in the middle, though. That one definitely looks new. Circus shirt. Yeah, we've seen the circus shirt. I think that's the Jade check print. That one on the left, I don't think we've seen it very often, but I'm aware of it. I don't know what it's called. The classic top? I don't know, I'm just guessing. What is this thing, though, for realsies? It's a bold check print. Okay. This one in the middle, though. Neoclassic knit. Yeah, that's definitely what it's called. No, that's the classic top. Okay. Timmy, do you mind? Like, you're vibrating over there. It's making me uncomfortable. That's cool with me. So nothing there. Gyrates are unchanged, and this should be 221, and it is. Alright, let me look at the fall shirts real quick. Wait. Well, the Lil Bro shirt is a summer shirt, and the Big Bro shirt is a fall shirt. Okay, so we're gonna save, switch, blah blah blah. Every time I reload the game, it does shuffle the turnip pattern, but Gracie's here. There's nothing we can really do about that. So we're just gonna stick with it. Anyway, I still need 11 shirts. That means I have 17. No, that counted wrong. I have 16. I have 16 shirts so far. One of them is Mario's shirt. That'll be pretty easy to see. And the other 10, I don't know. But that's not bad. It's not bad. You know, if we can get all of these ones, I'll be pretty happy. Right? We have all from spring. We're missing 3 in summer and 4 in winter. We didn't play the full winter. So if I can have all of fall and then get the rest of winter, then we'll only be missing summer. But I think I'll still be playing in the summer next year. Because there's just too much that still needs to happen, obviously. Like with turnips. If I buy 4 mil and I get enough spikes, if I buy 4 mil every week until September next year, I should be done, essentially. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'm just below 300 mil. If I hit this, I'll be at like almost 340. No way. And then, yeah, we're over at third. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, like I keep saying, by the 1 year mark, I have 3 months left. I want to hit 40%. That's like my attainable goal. Gracie's top. I think I have that, don't I? I think the point is that I have that because I wanted it to be the last one I got, or is that Sahara's Desert that I'm thinking of? No, I have Gracie's top. But yeah, like, if I can get the last thing from Wendell, that's great. If I get the last things from Gracie, even better. There's 4 more for Gracie, 1 from Wendell, 2 from Gulliver, 8 raffle, 27 red. I think sale day, going into sale day, maybe we'll have 20 left. That's maybe reasonable. And hopefully it wouldn't take too long to get the rest of the 20. Might drive me crazy, but we'll see. But yeah, like, I think getting like halfway there by the 1 year mark is possible for turnips and for money. Like, if I'm just shy of 300, I have 3 months, I could get 200 mil in 3 months. If this week works, that's 6 mil, that's 42 mil. You know, I do that a couple more times, we're good. I say a couple more times, it'd be 4 more times. 4 more like that? That's realistic, unless I go like 6 weeks dry again. But hopefully that doesn't happen. I don't know, we're gonna see, but I think the 40% goal is reasonable. I'm just gonna see what happens. The duck? Crazy. Man, I felt that all of those felt terrible today. Alright, anything? Orange. No, we don't need this. Aren't you glad I didn't get something I needed? Alright, I'm done. We checked the store, dealt with Gracie, and we bought 6.1 mil worth of turnips. It's been 2.5 hours. I'm officially out of here. I'll be back tomorrow, probably early. We'll see what happens. I got plenty of time. Hopefully, good luck. I'm crossing my fingers. But yeah, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Anyway, I am out of here. Goodbye.